I found a multi-millionaire that needed PPP loans in order to pay rent. I bet you can't guess what city he lives in. Just kidding, everyone knows it's Miami. Today's subject is a mentee of my favorite Miami business mogul. This video will be a hard-hitting breakdown of why this blue check influencer needs to be exposed for the scumbag he allegedly is. Hard-hitting is an appropriate adjective because he beats his... We'll get to that in a minute. Man, 25, who grew up in poverty and slept on the streets as a child, becomes a multi-millionaire in just 2 years through his Instagram marketing agency and insists anyone can do the same. My favorite rags to riches stories include fairy tales and made-up numbers to sell the dream that an influencer has hit it big. This fairy tale will have a happy ending if the government can send enough money for this influencer to enjoy a rub and tug. Brandon Condi is his name, and he has over 1 million followers on Instagram.
People look at you, bro, that I don't think they understand what you've probably been through, bro. And you ain't been rich for too long.
No, it's only been a few, probably like, I'd say rich, 16 months.
It's hilarious how many dudes are so desperate for your approval that they're rich. Brandon has a little dough, but he's not a millionaire and he doesn't own anything. Having $60K in equity and a Rolls Royce and some jewelry does not make you rich, and it certainly does not make you rich.
You know, I started out just like a lot of people watching this. I grew up middle class, went to high school, I was told to go to college, get good grades, you know, get married, get the white picket fence, you know, be happy. And
in one of the fake articles Brandon wrote about himself, Brandon said he was a homeless teen. I'm sure you're going to be shocked to find out Brandon is a fake guru who lies about his success. Fast forward 2 years and Brandon is now a multi-millionaire with an impressive 238,000 followers on his Instagram, making $25,000 profit every month. If you read all of his fake articles, somehow Brandon was a broke bartender and then a multi-millionaire in 2 years, even though none of the math checks out. And when you know he was spending that money on jewelry, cars, clothes, and rent, you'll realize that his net worth is a fraction of what he wants you to believe it is.
So like, you didn't grow up rich?
No, I didn't grow up rich.
Family didn't have like, they were like middle class, right?
Yeah, be up some of the first millionaire.
A man who grew up in poverty and was homeless as a child has revealed how he became a millionaire, going from struggling bartender to penthouse owner with a Lamborghini in just 2 years. Penthouse owner, but his name isn't on the title. I've never understood the insecurities these dudes have, where they want you to think they are way more successful than they really are. Here's the penthouse, which admittedly is a super dope spot in Miami. Salvador and Mara own the unit, not Brandon. Obviously, you need to be making a little dough to be able to afford a nice penthouse in Miami, but if you found out his income was capped at around $25K a month, then he was fully capping by saying he started getting rich recently.
I was like, yo.
Didn't have no money.
I had no bread, all because I had a watch. I had the perception.
Yeah.
Brandon explained how someone bought a $25,000 Amazon store because he appeared like he was rich. That, my friends, is why social media influencers like Brandon can make decent money. Whether it's a facade or not, people buy. Entrepreneur Brandon Condi built multi-million-dollar FBA automation business, helping create passive income for clients. These titles are so misleading. Brandon doesn't own anything, not even the e-commerce empire he supposedly built after being homeless. He manages a team of over 1,000 affiliates and 2 highly successful companies with 8 figures in revenue, and is based in Miami, Florida, where he helps run an Amazon FBA fulfillment warehouse. The warehouse he allegedly runs is not his. He markets their automation business, but claims it as his own. Brandon is an affiliate, not an owner, and his businesses don't touch 7 figures. Brandon doesn't strike me as a guy who can count to 8, so maybe he doesn't understand the difference between a 6-figure business and 8-figure business. I will give him the benefit of the doubt because he is an incompetent adult. Brandon at the age of 18 before his fortune. Brandon isn't even a millionaire. I could clown on this dude all day. Before his fortune. At one point he had a loan on a $100,000 used Lambo and rents a condo. His fortune. The only thing he owns a large quantity of is hair product. In this article titled Trailblazing Millennial Leader Brandon Condi with Automation Investments, he writes, Brandon is now a highly successful businessman with 2 very profitable businesses, a team of over 100 affiliates, 250,000 Instagram followers, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenues. In other articles written around the same time, he's running multiple 8-figure businesses. In this article, he's running a low 6-figure business in revenues. The article was written in December 2020. Just a couple months later, Brandon needed a little financial help from the government. In April 2021, Brandon was able to attain 20 grand from a PPP loan. Just a month later in May, he attained another 20 grand from a second PPP loan. How else do you think he has the ice on his wrist? He doesn't own anything other than a little jewelry and the down payment on a nice car. It's so pathetic to me when young dudes try to sell you on how rich they are and they bought their ice from a PPP loan. I've seen too many people lose money to fake gurus. I don't know about you guys, but I love finding deals and saving money. And earning points and cash back on my credit cards is one of the most effective ways to do that, which is why I'm so excited to introduce today's sponsor, Kudos. Kudos is a smart wallet browser extension that tells you which credit cards you should be using for any of your online purchases. This allows you to maximize your rewards and utilize hidden card benefits such as purchase protection or travel insurance. The average Kudos user saves over $750 a year. Users just need to pick the cards they have from the over 3,000 different cards Kudos supports, all with no card numbers required. It works on Chrome desktop and Safari mobile and even offers an autofill feature. And when you make your first autofill purchase with Kudos using code Spencer_BF, a $10 Amazon gift card will be delivered directly to the email address you sign up with in less than just 72 hours. Kudos is currently for US users only, and you have to use my code Spencer_BF before December 5th in order to receive that $10 Amazon gift card. Again, make sure you use my code to let them know I sent you, and now let's get back to the video.
You got bad want to come through and steal your watches.
A classic example of projection. Brandon, are you sure women are stealing your fake watches, or are you the one stealing from their purses? Don't worry if you don't get that. Brandon knows exactly what I'm talking about. He claims to be a successful entrepreneur. LOL. Brandon is a glorified sales rep. I promote affiliate offers too, just like Brandon does. Being an affiliate doesn't make you a scammer or anything. The problem is he pretends to own the brands he promotes. He's all over social media claiming to own a warehouse for his 8-figure Amazon business. The business isn't his. He receives affiliate commission when someone buys a store from his promotion. Just Paid e-commerce is based in Miami, Florida, where he helps run an Amazon FBA fulfillment warehouse. He is known for helping individuals who want a passive income stream with minimal effort or work involved. If by helping he means ghosting them after they spend a lot of money on a store years ago, then he was building an active income stream for him and a massive loss, not passive, massive loss for his clients. Here's an example of an ad he runs for this investment. Let our expert team create your 6 to 7 figure passive income machine. This is a perfect example of false advertising. These stores do not generate 6 to 7 figures in passive income, and they certainly do not want an audit to prove whether that's accurate or not. The startup cost is $20K to $40K depending on how much profit split you'll be sharing with the operator. Those costs are in line with the market. I personally have 3 automated stores, and I think 95% of people should not be investing in them because they just don't have close to the returns that they are advertised.
And I just learned how to sell online. So boom, just made my first $1 million.
Off of e-commerce.
Off e-commerce.
All cap, no breaks. The story of Brandon Condi. Brandon claims 40% of their clients' stores reach high 6 figures because they have a secret, and he also claims that 15% of their clients have reached 7 figures. They're obviously undercharging a little if they're turning your $20,000 investment into 7 figures within a year or two. For some reason, I'm just having a hard time believing him. Before Brandon was an 8-figure earner in e-commerce, he teamed up with a guy named Austin in Scottsdale, Arizona.
My first $300,000 that year selling like Instagram growth and helping people grow their Instagrams.
Selling Instagram what?
Growth. So like I was helping people grow their Instagrams and taking photos and like how to post and when to post and what to post and do all that. Because businesses need the exposure.
One of the marketing services Brandon provided in the past is banning Instagram accounts. He is notorious for getting accounts banned of people he doesn't like. There's a reason why my Instagram profile is now private, my name has been removed, and my profile picture is a blue image. I've dealt with losers from Miami trying to get my account banned before, and I can guarantee Brandon will be trying after seeing this video. That's assuming he can afford the $100 service.
My boy Brandon, he helped me get my Instagram back. Fun fact, he bought my first Richard Mille.
He also helps get accounts back that were banned, which is a look into the shadiest business model on social media, account banning and unbanning. You see the blue check and the 1 million followers on his Instagram, and you're probably wondering how. Guys like Brandon took advantage of all the growth strategies of the last couple years: giveaways, shoutouts, paid engagement, paid ads, paid story takeovers, and paid press releases.
Blow up is, buy the international followers. It's not fake, it's just like international, right? Get that social proof number up to like 50, 100,000, make it look clean, get the content, and then boom.
He paid around $25,000 for the blue check. All of his social media success is paid for, but it worked for him because young dudes in Miami think guys like Brandon are success stories. His e-com partnership may now be solid, but I've been told his past relationships went south. The Amazon and Walmart automation space was the gold rush of 2008 to 2021. Every fake guru jumped into the space because the money was insane. The business model isn't scammy, and there's plenty of awesome operators, but there are more bad than good. I've been told that Brandon partnered with the wrong guy a few years back and left a lot of clients out their startup money, and he vanished. If you're someone who has lost money with Brandon, please DM me on Instagram or email me. Brandon's clown image sells because the cars and jewelry attract the young audience looking to get as rich as they perceive Brandon to be. Brandon makes a little money as evidenced by his ability to buy jewelry and cars, but my thesis is that he has significantly less than what you'd expect.
Drinking Sunday fun day, I'm like, what am I about to do? But I got this bust down watch on me. This is AP now, but fast before it was the Cartier.
What's ironic is Brandon is known to have bought fake watches. Did you ever find the fake Richard Mille you left at the gym, Brandon? The one that wasn't worth your time to go back to the gym to ask for?
What you say up, right? So 300, made my first 300 racks, and then boom, to a milli, and then fast forward. You know, multiple M's.
I mean, up is more than the average, I would say.
Yeah. But
he claims to make multiple seven figures, which I will gladly challenge. From every source I've talked to, he's been broke for a majority of his success story because he makes about $30K a month and spends it on his image. Let me be clear, he's not a failure or a loser by making $500,000 a year. He's a loser because he allegedly scammed numerous people on the way to this spot and by selling a product or service on the belief that he's a multimillionaire. The easiest way to sell on social media is to buy some jewelry, own a nice car with a huge payment, spend every dollar on your image, and lie about your net worth. Here's his Rolls Royce, a nice exotic car. He put down about $40K on this vehicle and spends every dollar he makes on rent and car payments. The biggest issue I have with Brandon Condi is what I saved for last. While digging into his past, I happened to stumble on this court case. He was involved in a DV case. I won't read the entire story because it's really awful, but one part stood out to me. On or around January 3rd, 2022, Brandon was upset when he believed the petitioner had gone on vacation. He sent threatening pictures to the petitioner, including one with a gun, explaining that anyone can get the smoke. These guys are such losers. Once you figure it out, you guys would all stop following them. Can you imagine sending a message to your girlfriend trying to be a street dude saying anyone can get the smoke? This dude tries a little too hard to fit in with the Miami culture, I think. In all seriousness, based on what I read in the testimony and from what I have heard about his relationship with multiple women, Brandon should have been in jail for a long time. In a video posted to his Twitter in June, Brandon pulled up to the warehouse his buddy owns who operates the Amazon stores. If you look closely, you can see his ankle monitor because he was on house arrest and needed a quote-unquote work location in order to leave the house, which he selected as this warehouse. Brandon was facing 5 felonies and got super lucky with how it played out. Based on everything I've been told, he is insanely lucky for not being in jail for decades.
You got to move smart in the streets, and you always got to think of the next move that a lot of people don't think of.
Brandon is just the next guy to hang around Bandman Keva, who seems to participate in actions that I would constitute as unethical or immoral and in many cases highly illegal. I should ask Brandon about his thoughts on me.
Ethics, and you stand up for what you believe in. Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon. If you went back to washing cars and not focused on faking an image, you'd probably have more money in your bank account and a better reputation.
What you say up, right? So 300, made my first 300 racks, and then boom, to a milli, and then fast forward.
I very much trust my sources that his claim of making multiple M's in his come up are false. He was struggling to pay rent just recently, even though he had jewelry and a nice car for the gram.
With marketing too, bro, like you could have a product.
Yep.
You can have a product, but if your marketing and branding is A1, you could sell that. But like you said, like
in Brandon's case, the product is him, which is terrible, but the marketing is good, so he sells just enough to pay for the internet service to submit his paperwork for a PPP loan so he can afford his ice.
I work for Just Paid. This isn't financial advice, but
I was going to send a DM to Brandon asking for a comment on some of the topics discussed in this video, but he coincidentally blocked me once I began DMing one of his business partners. Take that as you may. Thanks for watching.